What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tony Vegas, my man.
Danny's son.
Oh man, we're here with a special guest, Jose SweetyStyle. How you doing, my man?
All right.
We're good here. Hey man, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the little bell also for our channel and on all our social media. Dude, yesterday we went to the Lowrider show.
It was amazing, man.
Yeah, dude.
It was a good time. It was a lot of good stuff to see. But before we get into that, man, let's talk about the KickStarter for a little bit.
Dude, the Kickstarter we are having a Kickstarter. It's on our Facebook for Pedals Up Podcast. It's on our Facebook. That Kickstarter is to progress our show, as in like to get more footage out there, more cameras and stuff like that, so we can make this show a lot bigger, making it basically a network. We have plans to making about 4 or 5 different other shows to make it, a better bike life thing. You gotta fly.
Damn.
So we're trying to get that going. So make sure to look at this Kickstarter. Check out the Kickstarter if you guys like to support us and get us going and everything. All the information is there.
We always talk about E3 School of Engraving, and pretty much it's heavy engraving. So what that means is it's pieces like this. This is considered heavy metal. So jewelry would be smaller, but this here bike pieces like this is what's considered pretty much heavy metal. And what he does, something like this, I mean, for the price of what you would pay for something like this, you could pay for the class. But this is available now, and this just pretty much showcases his style, the cuts, what you learn in the class, and both sides. You know what I mean?
So as you can see, that's what E3 School of Engraving does. And since Danny and we took the class, this is what I did, my first time out on the class. So it's been, it's cool. It's kind of cool. Look, there it is too. But it is worth you guys taking the class. I mean, we took the class, and now SweetyStyle is going to be taking that class pretty soon too, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with doing this kind of stuff.
So the cool thing about these actual pieces right here in my hand, they could be yours. So we're going to be raffling off these pieces here. We'll get into the details more. We'll post more videos, but we wanted you guys to check out the pieces we have here. It's a matching set. You got both sides. It's black and silver. So, yeah, man, this is
E3
some
School
good pieces right there. Yeah. So you can learn a new skill today with E3 School of Engraving here in Las Vegas. It's a 2-day course. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, man. But look at this, E3 School of Engraving.
Pedals Up Podcast would like to thank our other sponsor, Brad Marlin, which is a cool dude, cool builder, one of the coolest guys to build a lot of custom bikes, and a really, really humble supporter to our Pedals Up Podcast shows. The Bike Life book. The Bike Life book is in. You guys, don't forget to go to Kuya Hawk on Instagram and Facebook. That's Kuya Hawk right there. This is just basically a big old bike yearbook. Don't forget, Pedals Up Podcast is also involved on this. There's a lot of people in this book, and SweetyStyle, are you in this book? Hopefully you're in this book. I think you might be in this book, so we're gonna have to check that out to see if you are in this book, Mr. SweetyStyle. So SweetyStyle, how you doing, my man?
Doing good.
Dude,
Good.
Coming back from a nice hardware win from the Lowrider show in Vegas yesterday.
Yes, it was I planned for this show 6 months ago, started to build, but very happy with the outcome of it, and man, took first place for all 26-inch class, so did pretty good.
So how many entries did you have?
I had 4 entries, 2 26-inch entries, and then 2 special entries, which I took first and second and for both categories.
So the Vegas Super Show, it's a big deal, man. It's a big show. So talk a little bit about the importance of the Super Show, the Vegas Super Show.
The importance of the Super Show is very important to all the lowriders, which you have cars, no matter what you have, cars, bikes, pedal cars, everything. I'm more into building bikes, which, that's what I do. So me going to Las Vegas and bringing out my build and accomplishing my goal and winning there, that's a big accomplishment for me.
That is big.
Big, and it wouldn't happen for everybody that, that put in work in this bike that I did, but I'm very blessed to take a first place,
Dude, But you took you took all your bikes, all your things took hardware.
Yeah, I placed for a 26-inch class, first and second, and for special interest, I took first and second also. So.
And
yeah.
what's considered special interest?
Special interest is special projects that you don't see, like an ice cream car that I built. Stationary lowrider bike. There's probably one in this world. There's none other in this world probably.
So
There's
that-
Probably not.
No, probably not.
I don't think there is.
Haven't seen a stationary lowrider exercise bike.
Right.
But not only that's just that you had. Not only is just a really cool lowrider exercise bike, you have a celebrity with that
Yes,
bike also.
Frankie Quianos, which goes by a Creeper, he uses my stationary lowrider bike for his stand-up comedy shows.
For like the Cholo Fit.
The Cholo Fit.
Fit.
Cholo Fit, and yes, so.
And now this fool. Yeah.
And now this fool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I've been, trying. I do different projects like that, and that's what makes me different from other, builders. That I like to build stuff that is rare.
It's just rare. Nobody else.
I've never seen a lowrider stationary since I've been doing this. I've never seen one.
No.
So I mean, you'll start seeing them now because there's a couple people building them, but it will always go back to the OG, which is me.
Yes, you always gotta go back to the OG. You always gotta go back to the OG. And so, how long have you been in the lowrider world, and how long you been doing it?
I've been doing lowriders since 96, 1990. I started off with cars. I never started off with bikes. I started off with lowrider cars, and I've been building cars since '96. A lot of cars back home, and just
Yeah, you haven't seen him three-wheeling in the caddy?
No, I haven't seen the three-wheeling in the caddy.
Yeah, man, he got the Lincoln.
The Lincoln.
Yeah.
The Lincoln's gone, but I got a Cadillac now.
Oh,
But yeah,
the chop top.
The chop top.
Yeah.
Cadillac, yeah, that was the next one. But yeah, I've been doing this since the 90s. 96. I started off with lowrider cars.
And how long you been doing it for the bikes?
For the bikes, I started off in 2011. San Jose Bike Party is the one that truly inspired me to do bikes.
What was it called?
The San Jose Bike Party.
San Jose Bike Party.
Yeah,
we went to the San Jose. Dude, that thing is lit. That thing is
I
lit.
went to one, and that what made me see if I was building cars and I stopped building cars, I could build a bike with flying colors.
Yeah.
And I put all my stuff,
all your skills, everything that you do there.
bikes. So that's what I did. But San Jose Bike Party there's the ones that
And you've been building a lot of bikes, man, like a lot of bikes. We were talking yesterday. We were just hanging out, just talking. About 4 or 5 different, just random people. Hey, what's up, SweetyStyle? I follow you. And then they walk away. He's like, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, damn, this guy is like a celebrity. But it was cool yesterday to see the setup in the middle of the, where all the cars were, which is pretty cool to see that stuff. You know what I mean? To for pictures, for videos, that we're doing that stuff. That's what I was kind of talking about. That I'm like, I like that it was set up that way because it gives good background, good. To highlight a lot of these bikes, because a lot of times they do put them off to the side when it comes to these big shows.
Right.
But a lot of people I was very impressed by a lot of the pedal cars, man. Like a lot of the ones that were there were nice.
I
like,
saw a lot of pedal cars.
a lot of badass ones, yeah. And then like not only that, you get into the bicycles, you get into the 20-inch category, and you know all the small wheel bikes.
And that's the hardest category.
That's
to place in, because they have so many different categories for 20-inch. They have street, mile, full, semi, radical, and it keeps going for 26s and 24s. Unfortunately, it's just
a huge category.
It's just all 26s. You don't got semi, you don't got mile, street, none of that. They all lowrider, they all go 26.
Wow.
So it's,
But you've been going to these lowrider shows with your bikes. How long you been going?
I've been doing this since 2019. In 2019, I traveled all shows, a lot of the shows. So I'm very familiar on what to do and what to build and what to look for. I mean,
And he does take a lot of hardware home. Most of the time.
But besides that, I go for the fun, to support, and my family to get out and learn new things. I always see new builds that I've never seen, and
Yeah.
I get ideas from. So I learn from other people too.
Yeah.
It's not just it's me. I like to learn from other people.
Yeah, man. As we get older, we start learning more ththings, and we always want to learn a lot more things that other people are, saying, oh, you know what, I kind of like what you did over here. I can,
Correct, yeah.
see that. Let me twist it up and put it in my style.
We were looking at your wheels, you know what I mean, taking a close look. I'm not going to give away what we were looking at because it's still, I want to keep that, you know what I mean, between us, but it was a good little thing to find. Just, looking
Little
at
details.
it, like really
Yeah,
looking
there's a
at
lot
it.
of, and that's what a lot of people don't see. Pictures don't do justice. You post these pictures on social media and people just see it, but when you actually see the build with, up close and you start going to it, and you guys just realized that now. You guys seen it yesterday. You guys
Yeah, I
didn't know
know.
that.
Yeah.
So that's something that I always tell people, like, you always got to pay
Yeah.
attention to the smallest details when it comes to these builds, and that's why you take them to these big shows and let the judges, they walk around these bikes 10, 15, 20 times because,
They're trying to find everything.
everything.
And see, I've seen them before. I just didn't know how they go on. And I didn't know if it was one full piece or whatever the case it was.
Yeah, we would like to thank one of our sponsors, HB Cruisers, leading the game when it comes to a lot of these custom cruisers, man. Made in USA and some of the cleanest wells I've seen in the game. HB Cruisers. Get you one, son.
Pedals Up Podcast would also like to thank Coast to Coast Trophies for being one of our sponsors. Coast to Coast Trophies, best trophies in the world. I'm just saying like that. They can do all kinds of trophies for all your occasions. But hey, Coast to Coast Trophies, make sure you hit them up. Pedals Up Podcast would also like to thank Peak Cycles.
One of the best YouTube channels out there, man.
Yeah, for building bikes. So hey, make sure you check out Peak Cycles.
We're getting ready for for a show, so we feel the pressure a little bit. But for you to debut at the Lowrider at the Super Show, that's a big deal. I mean, talk a little bit about your journey for your bike, because I mean, you even had it up there spinning. This is another one first for SweetyStyle, yeah.
Yeah, it's my first
Turntable.
Turntable show bike that I've used the turntable for. It was last minute, but we got it done. But yeah, man, getting ready for a big show like this, it's a headache. It's you have people think building these bikes, these show bikes with quality work, and it's not an overnight, a week, a month. It's a waiting process, and to get these people that do amazing work on these bikes. I mean, they're booked for 3-4 months.
Yeah.
I ordered my seat 4 months ago. To have it done for the show. The same thing with the murals. He was backed up for 5 months. So everything has a process when it comes to building these bikes, and if you don't,
One thing about SweetyStyle bikes, it's always going to be on a dyno or on a KK
Yes, sir.
frame.
That's all I built.
Yeah, like that's one.
He doesn't build the other frame.
Where did you find this frame? This frame specifically, where did you pick this
I've
frame
had
up?
it already. I have so many. I have 10, 15 frames just in my shed that I save because that's what I build. That's one of my favorite frames that I.
Who was the
build.
first person you reached out to get this one started?
The first one was Luis Alonso. He's the one that does the frame mods, the fiberglass work. He's the one that did it all. I shipped him the frame and gave him an idea of what I wanted, and he made it happen.
You did a one-piece fender
He
onto
molded
the frame,
he
right?
molded the fender, a custom fender to the frame, all out of fiberglass. No metal work, no welding. It's all fiberglass.
And then the tank as well,
the
right?
tank and the skirts.
Yeah.
And I had planned for that. I build this, like I'll build all my bikes. I build these bikes as a vision in my head, but since I don't do all these kinds of works myself, I have to reach out to these guys that I know that are the best out of what they do. So
you had a bunch of people that you were on there that featured on your bike, which is your frame mods. You said Luis Alonso, and your paint.
Paint was Mr. Style, which I knew this guy. He's from San Jose. I knew this kid since he was a kid, and he became a painter. So I reached out to him, and
Did you already have an idea of a paint, like the theme of it, before you did the body work to it, or was it like was it already
I already had a vision in my head, the name of the bike, the vision of it, and the color. I just left it up to him. I just told him what it was going to be about. I left it up to him. I didn't tell him I want this color. I always leave it up to them,
Alright.
to what they want. I just give them an idea of what I'm building it for.
I feel like sometimes that's the best.
So
Yes.
You let them cut. Hey man, this is
Yes.
the colors. Cut loose on it.
So
Do
you
whatever you need to do.
send it out to one guy and then you get it back.
Then I sent it out to another guy, to the painter. So it went from to Luis Alonso, the East Coast, to get the frame mods, got it back, and then I went to the painter, and then once the painter was done with it, I brought it back. It went to the mural. After the mural guy, it went to the pinstriper. He did the leafing and the pinstriping.
Who did your pinstriping?
Travels pinstriping. Yeah, he's the one that.
Yeah, he that's one thing about his bikes I always look at, and I love the pinstriping that he gets on his bikes.
So then after the pinstriping, you know, this is one of my first bikes that I do a clear on top of it and wet sand and buff. JC Rodriguez out of Arizona did that. He cleared it from me, protected the murals and the leafing, and then he wet sanded and buffed it out. After that, got it back to me. It was complete. It was, you know, for me to put it together. Me and Peanut put it together. Peanut built, you know, he goes by Peanut built, but he helped me. He's a good guy. And by that time, I already had all the other stuff done by Rudy Perez, which he did the engraving on it. The chrome plating went to Mexico, so this bike the parts went all the way to Mexico to get chrome plated.
Wow!
Brought back, you know, so it's a lot to get these bikes to whether, you know, to make them look the way, you know, to go to Vegas to a big show like this. So it's a long process.
It is.
It's a long process.
And then you brought a new flavor to it too with the seat.
See, that was a Dope Leatherworks, man. I reached out to him. He was backed up for months, 3-4 months. I placed an order 3 months, but I had everything. Like I said, I started this bike in January, the beginning of the year, for me to finish it in July. There's no way that anybody could. I mean, it's possible to finish a bike in 2-3 weeks, but I mean,
It just depends on what you're going to get. If
Exactly.
you can, yeah, it all depends. Because in the custom world, in the custom cruiser world that Danny and myself are in, it's not much difference. It's the same principles. It's like, hey man, you want custom, you have to be put on like on a waiting list
It's
on
a waiting
whoever
list, yes.
on whoever it is. Some of us, like myself, I'm always a procrastinator and I wait to the last minute to do all my stuff because my ideas always change. So I always wait to the last minute. But if you wait to the last minute, if you don't plan it out properly, and if things don't go right, hey man, it's your planning.
Correct.
And so that's on me. Too.
But this bike that I revealed and I showed, everything went as planned because it was supposed to go as planned because I planned it. The only thing that wasn't planned was the turntable. A week before that, my friend Bobby from Del Oeste Bike Club hit me up and says that he had a turntable for sale. I said, I'll take it. A week before the show.
You had a week to get the turntable going.
I had a week for the turntable. Yeah, it wasn't planned to be on a turntable, but my friend Bobby out of San Jose from Del Oeste Bike Club hit me up and said he had a turntable he wanted to sell. So I said I'll take it. So I took it, but still it wasn't complete. I had to make the base for my 26-inch and.
Did the motor work?
The motor worked. Everything worked.
It's like that's all I needed to do.
So, like I said, so again, me and Pina put our hands on it on Monday, just 4 days before I had to load up and get it ready, and then called my team, that I work that does my my upholstery, my logos and all that, which is Luis Gonzalez. He did all the logos for it. Me and Peanut posterized it, but he did the logos. John with Greenway powder coating did my powder coating, so it would make it look good, So, but we're on crunch time the last week, 4 days.
It's always crunch time.
So, like the first bike that you put on it, was it your show bike or did you do a test bike first?
No, we put the show bike on there first.
Damn,
we
brave.
had it. We didn't know this was our first time using our turntable. We didn't know how we were gonna do it.
Mounted and everything, balance it,
I had
everything.
to do something that.
Did it change the game for you? Did it change the game for you?
It changed the game, well, yeah, because it made the bike look, more presentable. Of course, yeah, and then I added. It was a last minute thing. I added the LED lights, which gave it a little bit of,
I do tell you this, that when you do put the turntable, and if you have a camera to record them, you can just sit in one spot and the bike's just spinning. Oh man, I got some really good footage of your bike. And Danny did too of your bikes with the turntable. Oh,
so yeah, that was a game changer for me. Like I said, it added a little icing on the ice. For my bike. Because I usually when I build bikes, I just put a blanket. I don't use a display. My way of thinking is kind of different. I always let my bike speak for itself. The work, whoever, the build, let it speak. A lot of people have, different ways of doing it. They put a lot of displays, a lot of stuff. I let my bike speak for itself. Yeah, that's it.
Not a complicated thing.
But the turntable, I think I like them, and maybe in the future you guys will
guys
see
see
all
another
SweetyStyle
one?
bikes.
Yeah,
All
that's cool,
SweetyStyle
man.
bikes.
All SweetyStyle bikes
Will
are
be in a
turntables.
turntable.
I'm buying turntables right now. I got a Technique 1200 over
The
there.
paletero one.
Paletero cartridge.
That one would be
exercise
interesting.
bike, all of them will be on turntable soon. You know?
Dude, what got you in the thought process to make an exercise bike?
It's just something different. I mean, it had a wheel and it had a chain and a sprocket, so I said, hey.
And it was all metal. It's an old school.
Yeah,
It's a Schwinn, right?
It's a Schwinn. I bought an offer up for $10, and I made it into SweetyStyle. But when I built this bike with intent, I built the bike with intentions of this Frankie Cayeno's using my bike. It sat in my living room for over 10 months with no one seeing it, no one ever saw it or nothing. I had it built already, but my intentions was for him to use it.
Really?
Until I got
the opportunity.
Somebody gave me the opportunity made it happen for him to use it.
Like I know you sell bikes and stuff. Like me, I'm on OfferUp every day. I'm on Facebook every day. I'm on Craigslist every day. What about you?
I'm on Instagram every day and Facebook. That's I quit OfferUp.
Yeah.
No more OfferUp for me. I don't post on there no more. I don't.
But not to buy though.
To buy, I don't buy anymore.
No?
I'm just building custom bikes now. Parts, I don't even sell parts that much because I need them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to build a custom
Yeah,
bike.
sometimes they're
But
hard
if
to
I
find.
know you and you've been my customer, I'll help you out.
Yeah.
I'll always help, and anybody who needs parts and they're willing to wait.
Did the pandemic help you out a lot with the bikes?
A lot of people built a lot of bikes during the pandemic, the COVID. A lot of people, I got a lot of customers during the COVID. They were home bored, so they would come and, I was going back to my distributor every 2 weeks and buying a lot of parts. A lot.
Has things slowed down?
I got everything slowed down, but now I got into more of the custom build.
stuff.
Custom build. A lot of people want custom builds. Now I'm trying to give everybody an opportunity to have a SweetyStyle bike by raffling now. So I got into doing that, and it's going good.
Oh, good. A lot of people, man, we all come up with our ways to get these things going and rolling, but going to the Lowrider show this past weekend, looking at all the bikes, it just keeps rolling around in my circle. Hey, Tone, you need to get yourself a Lowrider bike. But I'm like, I already have 3 bikes in the works right now, so I got to slow down. I can't do that. But having one of those, they're completely different from where we at. And I've taken, my brother and myself, we've taken our bikes, 2019, our custom cruise. I took the Zephyr over there. I took third for the first time out, but my bike and his bike were the only cruisers of that style there. So there is a gap that's missing there.
If I were to do one, I would want a special interest one. You know which one I would lowrider out? One of those big ass. No, I don't know. I'll put it out there. One of those big ass wheels.
Yeah, the little one in the back.
Yeah.
I had my mind on.
Hey,
like
see?
You know what I mean? I just.
It's finding the right one, though.
Yeah, it's like sometimes when I'm not even thinking about bikes, it just comes across, and I was looking for something else while the stationary bike came across.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
And
good.
what's the plan for next year? For next year Lowrider shows? Are you doing the whole tour, or are you just?
I might. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm up in the air.
How many of the shows how many Lowrider shows did you go this year?
This year I went to just the Vegas one.
Just the Vegas one?
Just Vegas show, yes.
And then you have one in October.
October, I'm having a show. It's a collab with somebody else that's having a car show, and it's Fall Fest. We collab, so there's a car show, motorcycle show, and I'll be hosting the bike show.
Nice.
And you had your first annual, your own bike show, right, this year?
Yes, I did. I had my own first annual SweetyStyle Customs bike show. Yes.
And you plan to do it again next year?
I will have a second annual. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How did your first event go with that?
It went very well.
It went very well?
119 or 120 entries for just bikes, pedal cars. So it was a good show. Good turnout.
And it was just catered to for the bicycles.
Just for bicycles, lowriders, full customs, and all bikes. Yes. No cars, no more, none of that. Just bicycles.
Bicycles.
Yes,
and
sir.
you just have your different categories.
Different
and stuff
categories. I had a top 25 trophies and $1,000 cash awards.
See, and you do this you do a lot of it on your own. You have your family too.
Yes.
Your family travel. That's one thing I've noticed about you, that you have your family. You travel with them. You with your kids and your wife and everybody. Like, it's like the whole fam is involved.
in this.
Yeah, we all ride together. Everywhere I go, I mean, they all ride. We're all SweetyStyle family.
Dude, that is cool.
We want to thank one of our sponsors, Bassett BMX, leading the game when it comes to this BMX game. Just quality parts, quality bicycles, quality everything when it comes to this Bassett BMX.
Also, Pedals Up Podcast would like to thank Light Me Up San Diego. Get lit or don't get hit, right? That's the motto. So Marissa Mays and her crew, they have all kinds of lights that you guys need for your bikes, so you can make them glow, all kinds of neon lights. So Light Me Up San Diego, don't forget to hit them up.
Yeah, so one thing I'm excited about right now, we've been talking about it, we've been getting ready for, is the SoCal show. We were talking about this yesterday. You've never been to San Diego?
I've never been to San Diego.
Oh, you're gonna like San
He
Diego.
always invites me, but I'm always busy. But I'll be there this time.
That's cool, man.
The SoCal show is gonna be, obviously you're gonna be bringing your lowriders. I mean, so stay tuned, because I mean these are our world, I could say now, world-renowned, award-winning bikes and special interest bikes. So it's really cool to see that. So Pedals Up Podcast would like to thank our sponsors, Brad Marlin, HB Cruisers, E3 School of Engraving, Coast to Coast Trophies, Peak Cycle, Bassett BMX, and Light Me Up San Diego. So if they wanted to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Through Instagram, SweetyStyle with 3 E's, and Facebook under Jose Armendariz.
So Jose Armendariz and SweetyStyles on Instagram. On Instagram. And so if they wanted to contact you, what is it that you cover for on these bikes?
I build custom bikes, parts, anything that if they need looking for parts. If I could help them out, I'll help them out. They could even call me. My phone number is 408-903-0037. Anything that has to do with lowrider bike parts, bikes. They have any questions or anything, I'm always open to help anybody out.
That's dope. That is dope. And then you have a show October
22nd.
October 22nd.
Yes, sir.
And so stay on the lookout for that. I mean, this is going to be his second show with collab with somebody, but I'm really excited. Hopefully that Pedals Up Podcast will be available to go to that one.
And reach out to him. I can't stop looking at the glow in the dark shirt. That was the cool where he got the logo glow in the dark. I was wearing my I was telling him mine's SweetyStyle, because you can see I take this is one of my daily hats that I wear on my test rides, man. So it's cool, man. It's cool that we ran into you at the show. It's cool that you made it out here, man. I'm glad I got to see the revealing of your bike, because it's cool, man. It's like the Super Show was a big deal, and you came out, you placed, you got some hardware. Not only that, man, it's always about having fun and just really networking when you're out there, man. So that's cool to see, because the lowrider community is cool, man. Once you're in there and people there, it's a fun time.
Yes.
So that's what we're hoping for the SoCal show. That we're excited. We're pumped up for this show. We got the book is gonna debut for the SoCal show.
Yes.
And we also got to raffle these off. So we're gonna be raffling this, both of them, the matching set from E3 School of Engraving.
This is stem number 3. Also, this is sprocket number 1. That's stem number 3. That School of Engraving is done. E3 School of Engraving.
And we also got the KickStarter, like Tony was talking about. Anything right now would help us out. We're really trying to take this to the next level. But before we even do that, we're trying to get started, and this is what we're doing. We're asking for your help. So anything right now, if you can share, if you can $1, whatever you can. I know there's some high rollers out there.
Oh, yeah.
Could really help us out, take this to the next level. And if you want to donate some stuff that we can raffle off as well, reach out to us. If you want to be a sponsor, reach out to us. We're really serious about this. So really, man, if you can really help us out, the Kickstarter, and the link is on our Facebook page. It's on the YouTube, on our personal page. If you go on the Instagram, it's on our bio. So just follow the link. Follow instructions and stuff, and anything will help right now.
Yeah, the Pedals Up Podcast. So, man, this has been a really cool special. Having right after the Lowrider show, having a champion winner here with the bike categories here, Jose. Thank you very much for being on our show. But yeah, man. Stay tuned for the things that he's coming out, because I'm really excited what you planning to do, my guy.
Yeah, well, like I said, whatever happens, and I just keep pushing, and I just want to thank you guys for having me here and giving me an opportunity to,
Hey, man. It's when we see good things on good people, we push it as much as possible. So you're a good dude, man. So we're good friends now. We're going on, and wherever we go, you're gonna grow with us too. So, hey man, thank you very much for tuning in to this show, for you coming on to this show. But like we always say here at Pedals Up Podcast, if you ain't got a bike, get a bike. Stop being lazy in your goddamn life. And we